हेलो एंड वेलकम टू आवर न्यू पॉडकास्ट इन डस्किन थॉट्स। मैं हूं संदीप बादलिया। आज हमारे साथ हैं एक इम्पोर्टेंट गेस्ट जो कि महावीर चक्र से सम्मानित है और भारतीय नौसेना में एक ऐसे इंसान है जिनको ये सम्मान प्राप्त हुआ है। लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, आई हैव पेटी ऑफिसर चिमन सिंह विद मी। सर, वेलकम टू द शो।
थैंक यू संदीप।
बहुत अच्छा लगा आपसे मिलके पहली बात। और फिलहाल कैसा जीवन चल रहा है रिटायरमेंट के बाद आपका?
बहुत अच्छा, बहुत बढ़िया, क्योंकि काफ़ी लंबा हो गया जीवन रिटायरमेंट के बाद, क्योंकि मैंने नेवी 72 में छोड़ दी थी लड़ाई के बाद। और अभी तो काफ़ी 54-55 साल हो गए, तो ठीक ही चल रहा है। ऐसे देख रहे हो तो बिल्कुल ऐसा ही हूँ मैं, और कोई तकलीफ नहीं है।
गोकुलगढ़ से खुले समुद्र में गोते लगाने का सफर
गोकुलगढ़
कैसा रहा?
में हमारे गांव में बहुत पॉन्ड्स थे हर कॉर्नर पे, और इसका कारण भी था कि पीने के पानी के लिए कुएं वगैरह इसी पॉन्ड्स में होते थे, जिसके कारण मीठा पानी मिलता था। तो ये भर जाते थे मानसून में, चौमासे में, और उसी में हम फिर छलांग लगाते थे, डाइव करते थे, स्विमिंग करते थे। तो ऑलमोस्ट सभी एबल बॉडीड बच्चे तैराक थे, तो वी यूज्ड टू एंजॉय दैट।
मेरे ख्याल से स्विमिंग यहाँ से सीखी और इसने आपको नेवी में रिक्रूट होने में मदद करी।
नहीं, नेवी में रिक्रूट होने में तो स्विमिंग का कोई योगदान नहीं था। रिक्रूटमेंट में तो ऐसा कोई टेस्ट नहीं होता। लेकिन एक वो था कि भाई समुद्र में रहना है तो स्विमिंग आनी चाहिए।
जब आपने नेवी ज्वाइन करी थी, कैसे अपने आप को उस गांव के माहौल से एक डिसिप्लिन एटमॉस्फेयर में ढाला? किस तरीके से वो चीज प्रोसेस हुई?
नेवी ज्वाइन की तो ना तो पहले समुद्र देखा था और ना ही नेवी के बारे में पता था। और बॉयज बच्चों की उसमें
बॉयज नेवी बोलते थे।
बॉयज नेवी जिसमें एज 15, 15.5 से 16.5 एक साल का ही होता था, तो उसमें बच्चे ही थे। और एक नई फाइटिंग फोर्स में हमने ज्वाइन की, तो इसके बारे में कुछ ज़्यादा तो नहीं पता था। लेकिन धीरे 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 हम जानने लगे, इसको पसंद करने लगे।
तो मेरे ख्याल से आप पहले बैच में थे जब क्लियरेंस डाइविंग का जो बैच शुरू हुआ था।
नेवी में क्या था कि नेवी में बहुत बहुत जॉब्स थे, बहुत बहुत ब्रांचेस थी। जैसे कि सीमैन में थे तो कोई तोप चलाने वाले थे, कोई सबमरीन पकड़ने वाले थे, कोई रडार प्लॉटर थे, कोई डाइवर थे। तो डाइवर एक ऐसी ब्रांच थी जिसमें कि वॉलंटियर ही जाते थे, और पहले वो प्रोफेशनल नहीं थे।
बिल्कुल,
एक प्रोफेशन अलग था और उनकी एक एक्स्ट्रा क्वालिफिकेशन डाइविंग होती थी, लेकिन वो थोड़े ही गहराई तक जाते थे जो काम चला सके। लेकिन जो क्लियरेंस डाइविंग थी, ये एक प्रोफेशनल डाइवर है, इसकी क्वालिफिकेशन भी क्लियरेंस डाइवर, उसको सिविल में फ्रॉगमैन भी बोलते हैं। और ये एक हमारी नेवी में 65-66 में एक शुरू हुआ।
सर अब थोड़ा सा बैटल के बारे में बात करते हैं कि आप 1971 वॉर में खुद शरीक थे। आपको पता, आपको मतलब कि उस बैटल में भेजा गया था और आपने एक ऑपरेशन किया था, ऑपरेशन एक्स के नाम से। सर थोड़ा सा उस ऑपरेशन के बारे में बताइए और आपका क्या रोल था उसके अंदर, थोड़ा सा प्लीज बताइए।
आप सबको पता है कि ये लड़ाई पाकिस्तान की और ईस्ट पाकिस्तान की, वेस्ट पाकिस्तान की क्यों हुई। तो इसमें कोई बात बताने वाली नहीं है, सबको पता है कि इनके इलेक्शन हुए थे, भुट्टो ने मुजीबर रहमान को, अवामी लीग को पावर नहीं दी, तो डिक्लेयर हो गया, रिवोल्ट हो गया। पाकिस्तान फौज ने उनको अत्याचार किए, और अत्याचार इतने किए कि जब मैं बांग्लादेश पाकिस्तान में गया तो मैंने देखा कि एक रिवर बेड पे, क्योंकि मैं गया वो अक्टूबर थी, और रिवर बेड में रस्सियों से और मटके से बंधे हुए स्केलेटन थे सैकड़ों में। अगर आप देखोगे तो बहुत सफेद सब उन्होंने आदमियों को बांध के या डेड बॉडी को बांध के और डाल दिया रिवर में। तो वो मानसून के टाइम डाला, और जब मैं अक्टूबर में गया तो आप जब भी देख सकते थे कि वो बंधे ही पड़े थे मटके से उनसे, और वो सब इतने अत्याचार उन्होंने किए। और स्पेशली हिंदूज पे तो कोई छोड़ा ही नहीं उन्होंने, अगर कोई भी आया तो हिंदूज पे। बाद में उन्होंने अपने बंगाली मुस्लिमों पे बहुत किया।
आपका क्या रोल था सर जब आपको ये टास्क असाइन हुआ था? मेरे ख्याल से फोर्सेस में हमेशा हमेशा ये रहा, जब भी आपको एक ऑपरेशन के लिए भेजा था तो कभी कोई चीज़ उस टाइम पे डिस्क्लोज नहीं करी थी, जब आप जगह पे पहुंचे तब जाके आपको बताया जाता है कि आपका टास्क क्या है? तो आपका उस तरह से क्या रोल था?
टास्क तो हमारा एक ही था, जो क्योंकि मैं प्रोफेशनल क्लियरेंस ड्राइवर था, तो क्लियरेंस ड्राइवर में टास्क यही होता है कि लड़ाई में एक एनिमी माइंस को सेव करना, एक चैनल हमारे शिपिंग के लिए और जहाज़ों वारशिप्स के लिए सेफ बनाना, और कोई अनएक्सप्लोटेड बम्स हैं, यूएक्सबीज हैं, माइंस हैं, उनको सेव करना, और ऑफेंसिव में एनिमी शिप्स एंड इंस्टॉलेशन पे अटैक करना, आइदर बाय लिम्पेट माइंस और बाय एनी अदर एक्सप्लोजिव चार्जेस।
तो आपने वहाँ पे लोगों को ट्रेन भी किया था?
हाँ, हमारा मकसद था कि एक लंबी कहानी है कि ये शुरू कैसे हुआ, लेकिन मैं आपको शॉर्ट में बताता हूँ कि हमने बांग्लादेशी जो ईस्ट पाकिस्तानी जो रिफ्यूजी इंडिया में आए थे, तो वो इतने ज़्यादा थे, करोड़ों में, और इतने अत्याचार उन्होंने पाकिस्तान ने किए, तो इस कारण से हमारे गवर्नमेंट ने ये फैसला लिया कि हम उनकी कुछ मदद करें और उनका साथ दें। तो हमने यंग बच्चों को, जो कि स्विमर्स वाज नेसेसिटी, तो बंगाल में तो स्विमर सभी होते, और हमने उनको रिक्रूट किया। फिर प्लेस कॉल्ड प्लासी, वहाँ पे हमने उनको ट्रेन किया, और ट्रेन भी हमने इतने अच्छे स्तर पे किया क्योंकि हमने कोई ब्रीदिंग अपैरेटस या स्कूबा या अपैरेटस यूज नहीं किया।
अच्छा।
क्योंकि एक तो हमारे पास इतने थे नहीं कि हम यूज कर सके, और उस टाइम में अगर हम बाहर से मंगाते तो दुनिया को उसमें शक होता कि ये इंडिया में इतने क्यों मंगा रहे हैं, क्या कर रहे हैं। तो इस कारण से ये कारण बताया गया, तो हम उनको एज ए फ्री लॉन्च स्कूबा और स्नॉर्कल डाइविंग में, और विद द ट्रेड, और कैमोफ्लेज विद रिवर ग्रास एंड ऑल दैट, उसी से हमें ऑफेंसिव टारगेट दिए, बहुत बहुत सक्सेसफुल हुए।
सर, जैसा हमने पहले बताया था कि कॉन्फिडेंशियल था सब कुछ, जब आपको जब ये पता लगा तो आपका रिएक्शन क्या था इस चीज को लेके कि क्या होगा क्या नहीं होगा, क्या चल रहा था दिमाग में?
नहीं, हमारा रिएक्शन तो कुछ नहीं था। जब हमारे दो अफसर they were called to Delhi to consult, so we didn't know कि Lieutenant Das and Gupta why they are going to Delhi. So when they returned, they did not disclose anything of that, sir. But when I was transferred to Calcutta, to INS Hooghly, so later on, after a few days, we were told to board a army transport, and then when we reached Plassey, we came to know that we are here to teach enemy a lesson and to train these Bangladesh Mukti Bahini as a naval commando.
मतलब कि it was a shock, मतलब कि पता नहीं चला कि कब क्या हुआ, और
yeah, it was not a shock, but it was certainly a surprise. Yeah. And well planned, but well secret, very top secret formation was under the security and logistic support from the Indian Army.
As always, Indian Navy is always prepared for enemies.
Yeah, we are, of course, we are just in Navy, we are only for that purpose.
एंड मैंने ये भी पढ़ा था, मैंने YouTube पे आपकी बहुत सारी डॉक्यूमेंट्रीज भी देखी, और मैंने ये भी पढ़ा था कि जब आप हार्बर में माइंस लगा रहे थे, एक्सप्लोसिव लगा रहे थे शिप के अंदर, तो आप आप बहुत ज़्यादा इंजर्ड भी हो गए थे। फिर बाद में लेटर ऑन आपने कि पर्सनली जाके अपना खुद का वॉलंटियरली जाके आपने बहुत सारे दुश्मनों को वहाँ पे मारा भी था, जिस एक लिबरल ग्रुप को सपोर्ट करने के लिए। तो इज दैट अ ट्रू स्टोरी? एंड वो क्या था, वो क्या कहानी थी उसके पीछे?
Yes, it is certainly a true story because I was instructor and we were launching these naval commandos on various ports, various directions. We were operating right from Turra, and we were operating right from Agartala, then Bongaon, and all these border areas. So the job was to attack simultaneously all over East Pakistan ports at the same time. So it was all planned, and it was very well planned, and very successful operations were conducted on the night of 14th-15th August, where the world was certainly surprised, and I'm sure Pakistan was too much. So they didn't know anything of that, and we were very successful on that operation on Pakistan Independence Day.
I believe that ये भी कि बहुत ज़्यादा सालों बाद पता लगा लोगों को क्योंकि ऐसी चीज़ें जो होती है एक सर्टेन लाइफ टाइम के साथ कॉन्फिडेंशियल रखी जाती है, एक लाइफ लाइन होती है इन सब चीज़ों के लिए, बट लेटर ऑन ऑटोमेटिकली ये चीज़ें अपने आप बाहर आना शुरू कर देती हैं। तो उसके बाद सर जब ये ऑपरेशन हुआ, जब आप मतलब आपको मतलब कि कैदी भी रखा गया था 8 दिन के लिए, 10 दिन के लिए मेरे ख्याल से, सो व्हाट वाज द सिचुएशन? मतलब कि आपने सोचा था कि आप मतलब कि आपको एक दूसरा चांस भी मिलने वाला है, या फिर मतलब यू थॉट दैट दिस इज गोइंग टू बी एन एंड, और मतलब समथिंग लाइक दैट, मतलब कि ऐसा ही कुछ होगा?
Yes, the situation in India about these East Pakistani refugees, because most of them were Hindus, and I could see them picking up or collecting these firewoods on the bank of river, and they were Hindus and very, very, very qualified people. Even some of them were doctors, and as there was no government service allowed to Hindus in East Pakistan, so they were all in the civil services, and most of them they quit and they left their older ones behind to look after the family. And to my surprise, when I was on the way to Barishal for operation, I saw very few and old ladies and men. They asked me and they told me, "Ami jano tumi Hindu ase." I don't know from where they gathered this information, as nobody among us were in the contact. And they asked me and they requested me, because I was hardly 26 then, and they were in their 70s, 80s, and they asked me and they begged me to take them to India. And I was helpless. I couldn't reveal my identity myself, that I am a Hindu and I can help them out. But I certainly consoled them and I said, yes, I'll try. We gave them some food and all that. And to your surprise and to my surprise, the Hindus were the landlords, the real landlords. Pakistan had any property, the Muslims. And throughout these East Pakistan, my journey on foot to Bongaon to Barishal is almost 200 plus one way, and there's hardly any concrete or any building. So there are all these metal seats and all that they were living.
सर प्रिजनमेंट जब आपने मतलब कि एज वी वर डिस्कसिंग दैट आप लिबरल्स के लिए खुद एक मतलब कि वॉलंटरीली लड़ने के लिए गए थे, उसके बाद जब वापस आए यू गॉट अरेस्टेड, वो क्या प्रोसेस था एंड व्हाट वाज द सिचुएशन ओवर देयर?
The problem was because of very few, and we haven't seen such a scene. The people are suffering, they are hungry. Of course, they were given some rations by government of India and all that, and they're good people, all the educated and all that, and being Hindu, I couldn't see and could register. It was in my mind to go and fight myself, and just to help themselves, to help these Bengali people, as they were eager and they were very much motivated to fight and kill these West Pakistanis. So I just, while launching them, I just gone myself to do this operation. It took me about a month to be in the animal territory, and we did operation all the way on the way to Bongaon to Barishal, and we did some operation damaging some pylons, high transmission pylons and transmission poles, jetties, and some of these pontoons as well. And on return, we did some operation on the way back, and I returned back in the end of November. And on reaching November, I reported back to my camp, and reported back to my boss, who was Lieutenant Commander George Martis. And he was very happy to see me. He said, "CC, what the hell, where have you been?" And we're searching and all that. And I said, "I'm sorry, I just known and I couldn't control myself and all that." He took me to Brigade Commander, who was stationed in Tirsan Nagar, Nadia. And the Brigade Commander, my officer, recommended me, "Sir, he couldn't see, and because of all these people are suffering, he got upset and he just went to fight himself." He said, "Whatever it is, but he has to go through. I'm not going to forgive him, and he has to face a military intelligence clearance." So I was put in Fort William close custody, and military intelligence were interviewing me and debriefing me for a couple of days.
And again, when this investigation got closed, you were again officially appointed on this operation again.
Yeah, after a few days of debriefing, I was fed up and I was upset myself. I was not allowed to leave the place, without escort, and I couldn't go and enjoy the movies or anything like that. So it was like close custody. So I told one of the major who was in charge of the debriefing, I said, what do you expect from me? What do you want me to speak? I'll speak. So he said, no, I don't want, because we have got most of the information you have submit where comes to the true, but we can't understand why one should travel, one should go for 200 plus one way to just to fight enemy when he's not ordered. So I said, it is all the right from heart. I couldn't see people suffering and being looted and raped and killed by these Muslims, the Hindus. That's the reason, He said, no, we can't believe that. Everybody does it. I even for posting, we try to cancel it and all that. He gave all these rubbish. He said, it is. I don't think anybody will do that. So that was the reason.
And when you were planting, explosive in Khulna at that point of time, you got injured, and there was sort of heavy firing.
Yeah.
उस टाइम पे फिर आपका बचाव कैसे हुआ? क्या?
And on the 3rd of December, when I was under custody, my officer, one of the Lieutenant Kapil, he came to and he talked to the concerned authorities of military intelligence. He said he wants to take me back with him as the war is declared by India and we are going officially to fight enemy. So I was released from them and they given clearance. Yes, he can go, and I boarded one of the ship converted as a mine layer on one of these Sundarbans area, and the motto of us, myself and Kapil, we did some of the scuba diving, and our motto was to attack Khulna harbour on a day we reached. But on the way, we passed through Chalna, Mongla, and we boarded some of the merchant ships, and we did some of these shape charge on their anchors so that they can drift on the ground and stop the channel. And on reaching, we were attacked by the aircrafts. I got injured myself and very badly injured. I was manning LMG from the shore batteries, and on abandoning ship caught fire and there was a blasting. And the ship's ammunition, as our limpets and ammunition and the mines were exploding. So I was badly injured and ship was abandoned, and I was drifted to shore and aircraft was still strafing us. On reaching shore, the Pakistan army, they challenged me. I couldn't land because I collapsed because of my leg injury and all that. I was lying half in the water, half in the river, and later on I came to know it's a shark, it's a croc infested as well, but I didn't know that. So the army came near me. They challenged me. I didn't respond. They fired on me. I got bullet injury as well. And then they dragged me to the place nearby. I didn't know. I was semi-unconscious. And later on, I found myself in a room. Maybe next day, or maybe day after. I found two more persons lying beside me, and they were two officers from Indian Navy, Lieutenant Mitra and Lieutenant Natu, and they were also badly injured. And we were just lying in a room darkened by these darkened windows and all that.
How you conquered your fear at that point of time?
Well, there was no fear because the fear hardly. We were just praying. I was praying myself, and I shared with the Lieutenant Natu, who was very, very serious, and almost during our captivity, he was unconscious, like semi-unconscious, and Lieutenant Mitra was a bit insensitive because he had hardly injuries. I was very badly injured, as it was hurting me. I could see my backbone of the pelvis to the main. I could see it. And we were lying but they did give us some medical care also. And I could remember a few days back, the doctor came, the windows opened, the room was opened, and door, when I could see a doctor asking how you and all that. And he said, I'm sorry, I couldn't give you better treatment, or I couldn't remove your bullets or anything because we hardly have any medicine left. So I could do whatever we have. I could only hear him this much, and we were just lying in darkened room for a couple of days before on 16th we were We saw our Indian Army commander entering, and they gave us some chocolates and doctors check-up, and we were airlifted to Barakpur.
How was your reaction when we came to know that Pakistan had already surrendered to India?
Well, of course, we were so badly demoralized because we were praying कि भाई when there was air raid of Indian Air Force, we were praying. I was praying myself that because we could hear the sound day and night. They were bombarding. So I said, why not? Please drop a bomb on us. So we were so much badly hurt and all that. But when we saw Indian Army and they said, brave hearts, you have won the war, and Bangladesh is liberated and Pakistan is surrendered. So of course there was a joy and there was chocolate, and they took us airlifted to Barakpur Command Hospital for treatment.
महावीर चक्र रिकमेंडेशन होने पे कैसा रिएक्शन था और क्या फीलिंग्स थी आपकी उस टाइम पे?
I don't know the recommendations of my award because I have no access to that. But when chief of naval staff Admiral Nanda came to Aswani to see me, he said, Sunny, I recommended you for PVC, but for some reason it was not done. I'm really proud of you and how you and all that. So it was really great.
आज की नेवी के ऊपर बात करते हैं. आज की नेवी में और पहले की नेवी में आपको क्या डिफरेंस दिखता है अभी तक, अगर आपने देखा होगा तो?
पहले की नेवी, I think it was more disciplined, and there was much more distance between officers and sailors, and there was hardly any what do you call any liberty or anything like that. But today's people are educated. They are very cooperative. The officer cadre and PBOR, person below officer rank, they are very much cooperative. They share everything each other, and I think where the modernization is concerned, it is certainly much better now than before.
Any sort of, on a funny manner, any sort of punishment differences? जो रगड़ा आपको उस टाइम पे मिलता था वो रगड़ा अभी भी वैसे ही मिलता है किसी को, या फिर क्योंकि आप मतलब बहुत ज़्यादा कॉन्फ्रेंसेस में जाते हैं, बहुत ज़्यादा इवेंट्स पे जाते हैं, तो ऑब्वियसली आपने वो चीज़ चेंज होते हुए देखी है. आज के टाइम पे जो सोल्जर्स के साथ मतलब कि किस तरीके से टेक्निक्स यूज़ होती हैं या फिर जो ट्रेनिंग का तरीका होता है वो कैसे डिफरेंट रहा है और पनिशमेंट कैसे डिफरेंट रही, क्योंकि ऑब्वियसली जब आप ट्रेनिंग में थे तो आपको बहुत सारी पनिशमेंट्स मिली होंगी और आज अगर आप जब दूसरे को ट्रेन करते हो देखते हो तो वही पनिशमेंट्स रहती है, पनिशमेंट देने का तरीका भी अलग हो चुका है.
Because but I won't call it punishment, but it was just a stamina building. And we were so rugged, we were so strong. We take it very as a fun. So because we were very tough, we come from a family who does a lot of physical work, and we were indulged in physical work as well as studying. So we hardly felt anything. But certainly, I didn't have any punishment in Navy, and being a diver, we had a extra respect from our seniors. And I remember whenever we dive on the ships and all that, so the captain of the ship used to offer a drink, even on board drink. And we were, because as we were in single digit, then later on it also, so we were the loved ones, and we were very faithful and very energetic, and we were always ready for any operations whatsoever.
So how you stay connected with the defense community till now?
Well, I did my course bomb disposal with the army engineers at Khadki. So we were there for a month. Then we did invasion and escape, and I could remember the invasion escape we could have done ourselves on Pakistani harbor, like what these Pakis did on Bombay. So all these with the army consultants and army people used to come. The special forces come for diving in diving school and all that now. So I'm really proud because the diving school is doing so well. We are training most of the countries abroad, from Asia, from Africa. We are training them in diving, and we are training separate and special forces commandos, and it is so nicely what do you call it, so nicely managed, and we do these salvation saturation dive and Marco. So it's a fantastic. I wish I could join them as Aiga, and I had an opportunity to attend seminars and few. One of the diving schools complex is on my name. So I really love, and divers are doing so well as well. The Navy is so developed, and it is too big Navy. It's not a blue water Navy. It's a fantastic strength in the world.
Any sort of lessons that you think civilian can learn from a defense person or retired person? जब हम इस तरीके की बात करते हैं, जैसे कि आप रिटायर हो चुके, बट बहुत सारी क्वालिटीज रहती हैं एक डिफेंस पर्सन में या फिर रिटायर्ड में जो एक सिविलियन सीख सकता है, तो आपके हिसाब से वो क्वालिटी क्या क्या है?
Well, the qualities you should because you joined the defense force just to fight the enemy or to just to obey the orders. So I only advise and I only suggest कि if you are good in your profession, there is never any problem. And if you are not good, so that's not going to help you out. So the first thing is be extraordinary on your job and be faithful, disciplined. That's it.
I think what you said is totally correct. But on a political part, I just wanted to know your views. आजकल बहुत बड़ा इशू चल रहा है अग्निवीर स्कीम का. Do you agree with the scheme, or do you have any sort of different opinions about it?
Well, I attended the first Agniveer passing out recently, and I was invited as a great achiever of Navy, and I found Agniveers are so active and so well trained, they will not be they are second to none. And I see no reason why Agniveers are given 4 or 5 years, because we were trained 9 months. I did my CD3 and CD2 and all that, and some of these courses. So they are good, no problem. When they retire or they continue, if they are absorbed in Navy permanently, they are good. If they are not, they can do much better jobs, and they will come out as a disciplined citizen, and they will be certainly successful in their profession, whatever they choose. I attended the Agniveer passing out parade, the first Agniveer of Navy, and I was invited by Navy as a great achiever, and we witnessed that. So I would say the Agniveer are second to none, and they being young and well trained, they will do any better, even better than regulars. What regulars does? I did my 10 years without pension, and people and politicians, they are asking there is no pension, there is no guard of honor. The person who kills himself is not entitled for any guard of honor or any amusement. If one dies in facing enemy or on the active service, of course he deserves. So all these politicians and everything, why I'm asking, why these opposition asking for Agniveers and they're against? I served for 10.5 years, a very colorful service, and I'm not given the pension. So what to say about this? So I support Agniveer. Being young, they are much more faithful. There are no problems, problem-free young lads. And you see in the world, people, they are given a military service compulsory, even in UK, Russia, Israel and everything. And they go for fight for 2 years, or they do whenever the need arises. So I support. And I bullshit all these politicians saying against Agniveer.
Any message that you would like to give to the younger generation who are planning to join armed forces in the future?
Well, I suggest and I wish the younger generation must be extraordinary, and they must be ready for any time when the nation's needs arises. So if you do that, I don't think you can be any time you can feel you're always welcome by your superiors, by your family, and they're always proud, and by your companions. So be ready, be good, and be a good citizen. And when in the army or in defense, you are there to fight for the country. So I think you should be ready, and above all, one should be volunteer to fight.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining
us. Most welcome, and all the best.
Thank you. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आपने टाइम दिया, बहुत अच्छा लगा, क्योंकि मैं चाहता था कि मैं आपसे बात करूं, फाइनली वो हुआ. And that's it for today. I hope that you will enjoy this content and would get a lot of learning from in the lifetime that you have right now. And please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and follow Ruskin Thoughts.